Hello, my name is Roderick Sims, also known as the Business Reality Coach, and welcome to the next session in our second annual Ready, Set, Launch Mindset Community Entrepreneurial Mindset Summit. Today's session, I have the pleasure of interviewing two entrepreneurs, small business owners who I've known a while. And that'll probably come out and more in today's conversation. But it's definitely a pleasure for me to have the opportunity to communicate and have a conversation with them about being an entrepreneur. So we're going to be spending the next 30 minutes just having a conversation about their entrepreneurial journeys so that people in our community or anyone who's listening into this session will be able to learn from their wins and their losses. And so the two individuals I'm going to have this great conversation with today are Nickquolette Barrett, the founder and CEO of iRock Development Solutions, and Carlos Smith, co-owner of Pop Culture Gourmet Shops. And so we're going to go ahead and jump into today's conversation, and we're going to start off by letting Nickquolette introduce herself to the community.
Hey, everybody. Okay, so it's going to be a fun conversation, y'all. Okay, so hold on. Hold on. Because when I grow up, I'm going to be a comedian on stage. But anyway, right now, I am Nickquolette Barrett. I am known as the Get Higher Strategist. I am a CEO. I am the CEO of iRock Development Solutions, doing business as iRock Resumes. I'm a 4-time certified career strategist and coach, specializing in resume writing for executive level, as well as interview prep, career coaching, and my jam, which is LinkedIn profile branding. And I just love helping those individuals land the job of their dreams and create a career that rocks. That's about me.
Well, Carlos,
yeah, follow. My goodness.
Yeah, you got to follow that, man. So
right. I'm going to do my best. I'm Carlos Smith. I am co-owner of Pop Culture Gourmet Shops. It is a gourmet popcorn store. We have over 50 flavors of popcorn that we actually have in store. And we actually have a repertoire of over 250 flavors. Been in business for now 3 years, and things are really, turning and doing well. I just love entrepreneurship. So thanks for having me.
All right. Well, hey, I definitely appreciate that. And so we're going to definitely have a great conversation today. Like I said, I've been looking forward to this for a couple of weeks since you guys confirmed. I knew it was going to be a great opportunity to really have a great conversation to, if I can, benefit entrepreneurs. Because in these conversations, a lot, we like to help people understand that, even though being an entrepreneur can be challenging, it's a community. And so by having these conversations, we're just trying to build more community and let people know, hey, you're not alone out there in this, in these twists and turns of being an entrepreneur. And so these type of conversations, I think, benefit everyone, just again, like you said before, to learn from wins and losses from everyone. So with that being the case, we're going to jump into the first question I have for the panel here. And so I'll let, to be fair, I'll let Carlos go first with this one. What do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur?
Wow. I love the flexibility. I love being in control of my own destiny. Working with the public, because my business is very public heavy. I deal with retail customers and so forth. But I think the most gratifying thing is knowing that my product is good, and I get a chance to see that like immediately, and I get a chance to see how families are impacted by what I do when they come into the store and they're tasting things and they're saying like, man, everything is good. So I love that for myself. But like I say, just being able to be a business in this space now in these days, I think it's very important to be in entrepreneurship, but also being that example for those to follow, and so that's like the most important thing for me.
All right, fantastic. Nikki, your thoughts?
Okay, so for me, it has to be being able to understand and realize that I can utilize my talent to develop a business. A lot of times we don't think that we have the talent in our own hands, and being a corporate woman for years, climbing the corporate ladder and being told no all the time. I said, you know what, instead of me continuously trying to climb that ladder, let me build my own. So when you say no, that I can't be the CEO of your organization, I could be the CEO of my own. So because that really drove me to see what I could do with my own talents and skills, that really has me just over the moon being able to do that. And then to see the fruits of my labor, just like what Carlos said. I mean, being able to see the joy that I bring to my clients, and with that aha moment when I'm coaching them, when they land that six-figure job. And then, as one of my clients just texted me today, that she chose, she had two competing offers, and she got one that was over $50,000 more than the other one. So being able to see that kind of results, it's so gratifying. And Carlos, I need to try to find out where your popcorn is, because I am a popcorn girl. So I know what you mean, the gratification of when someone tastes your product, they are satisfied. And when somebody experiences my service, the gratification and knowing that I've helped them to be able to feed their family so they can afford your popcorn, that is what brings me joy.
That's right.
Well, that's definitely good stuff. I mean, it's amazing. As I, a lot of times as I talk to so many entrepreneurs, everybody has their own individual path. I think it's always a combination of different things. I always tell people it's about, hey, either you want to make a bunch of money, you want to have a certain lifestyle, or you want to impact in certain ways, community, legacy, whatever you want to do. But it's so for each individual, it's different, right? And so even in hearing you guys' conversation, it's the same goal, but it's just different incentives and different reasons behind it. So that's the great thing about entrepreneurs having this type of conversation, because we're all striving to do the same thing, but it's a little bit for different reasons, which makes it even better, right? So, hey, but the other part, there's no, as I tell people all the time, hey, there's no specific template that you can follow from somebody else, because you have to build your own business and do it your own way.
Yeah. I love that you said the impact, because when people understand that they can make an impact, the money will come.
Yep.
And so if you're chasing a dollar, you're really just chasing a dollar, and that gets old. So you really have to make a difference. And then when you're making a difference, as I've seen over the 7.5 years of being in business, the money will come, because you're serving others with your skill set, with your product, and then they will come, and because they'll tell others. And when you're doing them a great service, no matter if you do have an actual product or actual service, they tell others. And I love the fact that I always say one executive begets another executive. So my pipeline is full and based on referrals because of that. So it's not about the money, it's the impact for me. And it appears to be for Carlos as well. And the money comes.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. And it'd be amazing when I bring on new clients, I do a little profile, and I ask, hey, what's your driving force about being becoming an entrepreneur? And historically, what I've seen is money comes in last. Money comes in last.
Those are good people you can work with. Yes.
Right. Yeah. It comes in last. It's, there's always that lifestyle or impact. And and money comes in last. Now, as I always say, hey, you're not starting a business not to make money. Don't get me wrong. Right. You can't do that. Right.
Bring the duckies.
Right. Come on now. We're not trying to start a business to go broke. So we're not doing that one. We got some minimum expectations for money you're gonna have to make. But that's not the primary driver, right? You have to make your decisions based on your primary driver. So if your primary driver is impact, you can't always be making decisions based on money.
Right.
You have to make your decision based on how much is it going to give you the impact you want, and then we'll figure out the money situation on the back end. Again, the money's important, but you got to make decisions based on that leading driver, which, as you mentioned before, is an impact in certain situations.
Right. What's your why? That's the main thing I always say. What's your why? Because that's going to help you build your business the right way, because your why is the end result of everything that you're doing. You can't fulfill your why without being successful at business, if that's what your goal is, And so I had to learn that. I had to learn that the hard way. It was a journey, but it was like, hey, take my mind off the money, like you said. Let me focus on my why and build this thing the right way. The money will come.
Yes.
Especially as a small business owner. Now, if we're a big conglomerate like Walmart, it's about widgets and making sort of money every dollar. That's a whole different conversation, which we won't get into right now. So we're going to transition before I start trying to teach a class on it. So let's move on. So the next question I have for you guys is, what is the biggest lesson you have learned as an entrepreneur, Nikki?
Oh, that's a good one. Do not compromise on your value. Meaning reducing your price to meet somebody else's budget. And I say that lightly. Not lightly. I say that because I've learned over the years, it's not about just getting the client and meeting them where they need to be. And sometimes it's not even, you're discounting your service even before you know they can afford it. And so you can't spend somebody else's money in their pocket. You just know the value of your service, and then you price it accordingly, and your clients will find you. That's what will happen. But otherwise, if you're trying to serve everybody, then you're not going to be able to serve anybody. So it's all about, what do you do? How do you value yourself, your time, and knowing what your end result is? So me learning that, oh gosh, I've done so many discounted resumes and all that kind of stuff just to get my manicure, my pedicure. It was just unbelievable. So, but I have learned, no, these people are getting real jobs with real incomes based on my skill set. So I had to evaluate and price accordingly.
Yeah, that's great. And I would say, just to tag on that real quickly, Nikki, is that you know, when you build a community, like I said, if you're so we're going to use the barber example, you know, so hey, if you cut hair and you charge $25, then when you cut those people, you're going to get more $25 people. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's who people are going to refer to you. $25 people are going to refer $25. They're going to say, how much did that haircut cost? And they're going to refer those. They're like, oh, I'm going to go to that person because they charge $25. But if you're a $50 person, cut a haircut, and the person says, how much does your haircut cost? Well, it costs $50. And so if the person comes to you from a referral, they already know it's going to be $50. So you don't necessarily, they've already bought in already, right? But if you keep bringing more and more $25 people into your business, you're going to get more and more and more and more $25 people when you really want 50. So it's not even about being necessarily, to your point, not being mean per se, but it's more about being fair to yourself and being fair to your business.
That's it, Roderick. Being fair to yourself.
So and fair to your business, because it's that law of attraction. You're going to attract those people. You're going to attract more $25 people if you're giving out $25 haircuts. But if you're giving out $50 haircuts, you're going to attract more $50 haircut people. And if you're charging $100 for a haircut, you're going to attract more $100 people.
Yep.
So it's all about the mindset and who that. So it's just not a matter of the price, but it's also the mindset and community and the referrals.
That's it.
Yes.
That you're bringing to a place, because those people will, when they call you, they're not even going to talk price because they've already asked their friend how much you charge, right?
That's it.
So they already know. It's not even a conversation anymore.
Nope, they already sold.
They already know.
They already sold, right? They already know. So you don't even have to haggle. So that's why referrals are so important, and charging your value to people, because now they don't even expect to have a discount, because they'll say this, and I've been experienced like, well, go to Nikki, she gave me the hookup. So they're going to expect the hookup too.
Yep. Exactly. Oh my gosh, that is so spot on. Because I went through those pain points, and it's like, you know what? Just because I started off with your friend a couple of years ago, and here it is 3-4 years later, and now you say, well, you only charge so-and-so this much. I said, yeah, I was new. I said, so now, did you go to my LinkedIn to see all my recommendations? I said, it's like almost 80. Come on now. What? No. So it's like that kind of perspective. It's like, and I'm not going to budge. And then going back to the $25 haircuts, I will have to do twice the amount of work. And why not just charge 50? And then I don't have to work as hard. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carlos. Go in. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. That's good stuff, because you're in my video. I have to get this example, but mine is twofold. Since you brought up pricing and knowing your value, I want to discuss that, because when I first started out, I was really, really in hustle mode. I was going to different restaurants, setting up there, selling popcorn, selling my bags and things like that. And so I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to name drop, but me and my wife were invited to come to this podcast at a restaurant in Chicago. And so every time we would come there, they gave us carte blanche, say, hey, you can sell your popcorn, set up over here. You can sell to our customers, and anyone that wants to buy it, we're good. And so they got to the end. This particular time, they actually interviewed us. And so after we finished the interview, We got to the end of the podcast. We were selling popcorn. People were coming in and out grabbing things. And this older woman, I'm going to leave it there. If I drop her name, you'll know her husband. So
Okay.
a very prominent man, world internationally known. So I'm in there, and she asked me, said, "How much are your bags?" Now I said, "Well, these bags are $10, right?" And she said, "Oh, those bags, that's too high. You must be selling to you must not have black folks as your customer, because ain't no black folks gonna buy that." I said, "Well, here." I said, "Let me tell you this." I looked her dead in the face. I said, "I'm not changing my prices for no one." And I said, "If you don't want to buy it, that just means you're not my customer." And she took a step back. She got quiet. She didn't say anything else. And she barely said 2 words to me after that. Then I wound up giving her a free bag just to extend that olive branch, So at that moment, I had to take a stand for my business and stop short selling it, because someone is going to buy it. Someone is going to look at the price and say, "Hey, that's nothing for me. That's dropping the bucket. Hey, get this money," And so once I understood that, I stopped short selling my business, and people started taking it a whole lot more serious.
That's it. Taking it serious. Yeah, that's serious.
It. And me and my wife used to go back and forth about this sometimes, because she would literally say, well, I'm going to go out, I'm going to discount. I said, "No, you don't discount anything."
Nope.
I said, "They are going to buy it. Trust me." I said, "This is gourmet. They're not getting this anywhere else." I said, "They're going to buy it. I know I have a unique niche in this industry." And I was like, "No, let's just stand on this and see what happens." And lo and behold, here we are 3 years later, and things are getting much, much better. So like I say, knowing your value, knowing your worth, and standing on that, that's important. The second part of mine, and I'll be quick, is that, and I started speaking on it a moment ago, is that understanding the value of money as a business owner, and not letting that be your end all. Even though that's the major part of it. We're not in this to not be independent and not take care of ourselves and our families and enjoy life. That's what we're in it for. But I had to shift. When I started out, I was like, "Hey, we got to do what we got to do to make this money, blah, blah, blah." And everything we did, it was just getting us by, or we were coming up short. As soon as I shifted and said, "No, the main reason why I'm doing this is because I need to be a voice within any community that I'm in, and I want to be able to influence other budding entrepreneurs, and I want to mentor as many people as I can, because we need more entrepreneurs." And so once I shifted there and I started really giving back, everything just opened up. It just started blossoming. So
that's it. Yes,
that's it. Understand that why. That's important.
That's powerful, Carlos. Man, that's powerful.
Yeah. I mean, that pricing and knowing your value and being fair to yourself. And to your point, the analogy I'll make is like, it's like going to from a pricing standpoint, say you go to a basketball game or a football game, go to a basketball game. So you can get in for $75 and you're high, got the nosebleed seats, right? Or you can spend $1,000 and sit on the floor. Right. But guess what? In the stadium, they got seats for everybody.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, there's a seat for everybody, but as a business owner, you decide what seats you want to attract in your business model. Now, obviously, to your point, Carlos, you want to charge a premium price, you have to provide a premium service like gourmet, right? So so I'm gonna charge, but my stuff is gourmet. Nikki, you have the credentials to show like this is what I do. I get people these jobs, these six-figure jobs, and these executive roles, and so you're gonna have to pay a little bit more. Because I'm a premium service.
Right.
And as I always tell my clients, if you don't, treat yourself as a premium service, no one else is going to.
Right. And you know what? And going back to the seat analogy, because one of the things that we as business owners can do is have those different seats, because one of the things that we're launching too with iRock is online services. And so therefore, I have a course where you can learn how to do your own resume. That book up there, the interview book and the resume book, you could buy those and do your whole resume and learn how to interview. So it's still different places where you can make revenue. But if you want my individual time, it's going to cost, because I know what I bring to the table and how I've helped that level of a client. So it's like, I'm not moving people away. It's building those additional services and being able to evolve with that as well.
Right.
And then being comfortable again, like I say, always will say, be fair to yourself and being confident that I'm providing a value.
Yes.
And to Carl and Carlos said about, and it's okay. Not everybody is your customer.
Nope.
Right.
You don't
and
want
you
them to
be
be
there. And that's a powerful statement, Carlos. And everybody can't be your customer, right?
Correct.
And so, and everybody, you need to be able to define who your customer is. And that even goes into marketing and all the other stuff that we talked about, which we're not. But that's great. All right. Next question. We'll go start off with Carlos. Carlos, how do you define success as an entrepreneur?
Great question. You know what? My definition of success is how many people enjoy the product that I produce. That's important, because I'm in the gourmet popcorn business. I have to do things to really set myself apart. You know, we're here in Chicago. When me and my business partner decided to do this thing, we knew that opening up in Chicago, a popcorn shop, we knew we had to deal with one of the big boys. I'm not even going to name this. This is a free zone.
Right. No free advertising.
No free advertising. And but we knew, and we had conversations around that. But we were like, how do we set ourselves apart? And so along our journey, man, it was, we had partnered with someone else before, and that didn't work out, and we decided to go independent. And and so we knew we had competition, and so in order for us to really start gathering our own customer base, we had to be different, and we stood on that, because everyone loves cheese and caramel, but when you get some dirty dill and strawberry cheesecake, you can't get that anywhere else. So it was just a matter of understanding that and being daring enough to set ourselves apart. That was so critical for us.
Man, I just love it. Man, I want to eat some. Where are you located at, Carlos? If I come to Chicago, I gotta find you, bro.
We're online and everything. You can find us.
Okay. Well, after this, you're gonna have to give me that link. Okay.
Yeah, we're bona fide now. We made sure we touched every avenue of our business so that we can be viable. We just didn't want to be an atypical mom and pop. We want people to recognize us and realize that we're in it. We're nationwide. That's how we look at our business.
Oh, that is absolutely fabulous. I love this question, and I was thinking threefold for me. I'm gonna talk about the client, I'm gonna talk about my team, and then I'm gonna talk about my pocketbook. So from a client perspective, it's when I get that call to tell me that they landed their dream job at an income and salary that they deserve. That feedback, and then they tell others, and then I get referrals. I have to say my business is built on 95% referral base, period. This is the first time I'm going to try my hand at marketing, but it's just all referral based. So that's my client. That's how I know I'm successful. Finding the team that believes in my vision, that understands what I'm trying to do and how I serve my customers. And having a team that supports the IROC vision. That's when I know I became successful. The last thing is because I turn a profit. At the end of the year, after all expenses and everything's paid, the team is paid and everything else, I have a profit to speak of. So for me, those are the three areas that make me feel successful. I know it'll evolve as time go on, but those at this point in my career as an entrepreneur, those bring me a sense of success, because I'm doing something right to have all of those things happen. My clients happy, my team happy, as well as my bank account being happy.
Yes.
Well,
all of that. Yes. All of that. All of the above.
All of the above. Yeah, the bank account got to be happy, right?
Right.
I got to make sure the bank account, because I have to have clients coming back. If you're not in business, you can't come back. But anyway,
That's right. I love it. Yes.
all right, but no, those are great.
Mhm.
Those are all great topics. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, what reinforces what you guys are reinforcing to me. What I hear again about with my clients a lot of times is, hey, it's so many different pieces of the puzzle that makes them happy about being an entrepreneur. And obviously, foundation, you got to make money, right? Because when people stress out the most is about the money piece. About how can I pay the bills?
Yeah.
So we got to get that squared away, obviously, because at the end of the day, nobody starts a business to go broke. At least I don't think so. But that's a whole different conversation if they do, right?
Yeah. Right.
You know, and so what I have also found out is being an entrepreneur, your business can be your best friend or it can be your worst enemy.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that, you know, we're positioned in that definition of your success is, hey, my business is a friend of mine and it helps me do whatever you want to do. Not, hey, my business and it's an enemy and it's keeping me from doing all the other things I want to do, right? And so, you know, that when you define that success on the front end of what's going to be successful for you, now it makes it easier, you know, to have. So now that you know what success is for you, Nikki, you know that, hey, at the end of the day, I want my customers to get their jobs, the job they want. And so when you coach them, that's what you're coaching too. And Carlos says, you're deciding, hey, what is that flavor, the next flavor I'm going to launch? You know, hey, is it going to meet the standards of that we have as a gourmet shop, right? So I can charge this $10. I don't want to hear no conversations about, it's all right. No, this is gourmet. It needs to be
right.
Oh,
this is phenomenal.
Yeah,
that's
it.
Right. It's only $10.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, when you know that the definition of success, now you can align your business model with getting you there. So that's fantastic. So again, I guess I knew this was going to be a great panel. So I'm glad to hear that you guys already have all that stuff defined.